Hi, and welcome back to Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch. It's May 21st, 2015. I just wanted to start off by saying to my subscribers, I know it has been quite a long time. It's been probably 7 months or 8 months since the last video was posted to my PPITT5150 username. Well, brief explanation of that. My daughter, a while back, accidentally somehow linked her account to my account, and it hijacked my username and everything. So I couldn't get any videos uploaded under my username and account and everything. It was going on hers or whatnot, and I was just like, I couldn't figure out how to get it done. So I made a brand new account and I started posting a few videos on there, and I didn't know of any way to contact all the subscribers and get them to move over to my new channel. But I finally, I think just yesterday, figured out maybe a way that I could still post videos to my PPITT5150. So hopefully you guys are seeing this and this works out. And I have some other videos on the rest of my garden that I've already recorded from a couple days ago, and I'll re-upload those to the PPITT5150 account, and hopefully everything will be okay, and we'll keep on going from there. So in any event, let me make this a very quick brief overview of my garden this year. Right here is a strawberry bed, and I've been eating out of this quite a lot. This is the Camarosa variety. I don't really recommend this one for me. It produced pretty good, very big strawberries, but they just weren't very sweet and juicy, or very sweet like the Chandler varieties that I'm used to growing. But this is what was available this year for me, and so I tried them. I won't return to those. I'll go back to Chandler's or something like that. And over here, that's strawberries as well, same thing. And I had strawberries right in here as of last night, but they were kind of already spent, and I had about 4 or so green bean plants that I was going to that I transplanted. And as I come out here this morning, it looks like only 2 of them have survived. These are of course pole beans, and I'm going to put up a little trellis. Those 2 doesn't seem to have survived, so I'm going to try. Well, what I'll do is I'll just wait till this evening, see if they maybe perk back up. Maybe they're just under some kind of transplant shock. But these 2 pole beans look pretty good. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of 2 pole bean plants, how much that's really going to produce me. This was just kind of a little experiment. Moving on down, right there in the center, 2 basil plants that's coming alive after I pruned them. And I have this year just only 9 pepper plants. I had so much peppers last year that there was just more than I really needed. So I cut down on the pepper plants this year, and that therefore allows me more room for other varieties. So more about the pepper plants later on. They've been pruned, and they're starting to come alive, especially this one there and this one right there up in front. The other ones are a little behind, but that's okay. Going back over here, those 2 45-gallon fabric pots right there, that's my 2 brand new additions this year. Those are 2 apple trees. The one on the right is a Honeycrisp, and the one on the left is a Fuji apple tree. Now, they're not going to produce any fruit for me this year, but I'm going to learn a lot about apple trees as the season goes along, and hopefully they should be mature enough next year to start putting on a little bit of fruit. In here, this is going to be my pride and joy, I think, of this year. My blueberry bushes. I got about 8 of them, and I built this structure here, this frame, and put bird netting over it. It's a big 28-foot by 28-foot net with a 3/8-inch mesh on it, and it is doing a real good job. I've seen several birds, or a couple birds, dive bombing towards it, and all of a sudden at the last second they pull off. And I said, there you go. So I have, and these blueberry bushes will come into maturity this year finally, and so they are producing a boatload of flowers, and most of them were pollinated. So I have a video on that, so more about all that stuff later. Over there behind and those black pots over there, those are my blackberries, and those are doing very well too. And there's a little brief video on those coming up shortly. These two beds right here, those are onions, and this is the first time for me growing onions, and so those things seem to be doing well. Varieties are Texas Sweet, Walla Walla, and Granix Yellow. And I don't know which are which, because when I got home from the Home Depot with the bunches, the Bonnie labels that were on them were not labeled as to which variety of onion. So I had no idea what they were. So thanks. Over here is kind of my mixed bed. There's a little bit of, these are my leftovers. My leftover squash and zucchini and a leftover tomato plant. And then I did have some bush green beans in there, just trying those out, but they didn't really survive and everything. So I'm gonna have to find some things I can do in that bed. Two new additions this year are right here, there, and there. And that is Ashataba, also known as Angelica Kiske. And this is a very, very, very slow growing leafy green plant. And I'll do a video more on that later on, but these are biannuals, so it'll be 2 years before they go to seed. So I put them in these pots here so that when it cuts fall and winter time, I'll bring them in, keep them under the grow lights, and they will survive and be ready to go back out next year. Over in this bed right here, over on the far end, I have a row of cantaloupe that I grew from seeds and everything, and you can see the plant there on the left is doing the best. I think it has better genetics, and I have a trellis for them to go up. This middle row is zucchini, and the one closest to me is squash. And I just want to show you real quick, that white material is the tulle, T-U-L-L-E. It's the material they use to make wedding veils out of. I'm using it to protect the squash and zucchini from the squash bugs and squash vine borers, and it does a pretty good job of that. And you should be able to see right there, that is a female squash. You see the fruit right there on the right. And I already went in there. There's no male flowers to pollinate it, so what I did, I used this right here. This is a blossom set spray, and works really good. And this was one yesterday that bloomed, another female, and I didn't, I forgot about it, and then last night I remembered, and I opened up the closed petals and shot the spray in there, and maybe it'll take, I don't know, but at least it's worth a shot. I've done that actually before on the zucchini after it already closed up, and I pollinated it the next day, and it took. So over here in this bed is my tomatoes and oregano. That's just 2 plants of oregano in the middle that overwintered. It was buried under snow. It survived it all, so I know oregano will survive winters. Up here in the front right here, I have three Armenian yard-long cucumber plants. That's a brand new variety for me this year. And this plant right here, which I thought was a lemon cucumber variety, which was going to be brand new for me this year, it turns out to be looking more like a squash plant. So, so much for that. That's not what I intended. And that plant right there is lemon basil. Not lemon basil, lemon balm. And over on this side right here, this row of plants is muskmelon / cantaloupe. It's the ambrosia variety, so I'm just trying that. And that's actually just 2 plants right there, planted close together. You can see more of my tomato plants. And you can see in there all kinds of tomatoes going on. I grew these from seed. This variety right here is a Amana Orange variety. It's the only plant that survived out of that seed packet. And the rest are better boys. Okay, and they're all staked up, and I got this trellis to help grow them when they get a little bit taller. Over here real quick, I have 2 pots right here, the green ones. That is a longevity spinach plants in there. And in the back there are 2 sunflower seeds, 2 sunflower plants. So this one's finally seems to be greening up. They were kind of yellow for a little while, but it seems to finally be greening up. This one is still struggling a little bit after the transplant. Well, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so like I said, more to come. I have variety videos on all my other stuff. So thank you for subscribing, and thank you for tuning in. And hopefully all of this will work out, and you'll be able to learn and see more things of what's going on in my garden. And I appreciate any comments or questions that you have, and I will do my best to answer. So thank you. So for Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, thank you very much. Bye.